Alrighty, what's up y'all? Time for some new stuff because I had a little bit of change. Let's open this baby up. I purchased a booster plug. What it is kind of like along the same vein as a Dyno Jet or a Power Commander from a company called Booster Plug. They don't make Power Commanders for my bike, which is 2017 Kawasaki Ninja 1000 Z1000 SX Sierra X-Ray. I emailed them, they said, nah son, and this is the company, Booster Plug. Dyno Jet is not in the business of making one for my bike. They said maybe later, but I'm like, why would you make a freaking Power Commander for a bike that's already 7 years old? Juice Box is mostly Harley stuff, although they do some sport bike stuff. They got nothing for me. Oh, another slit to make. Slit's a great word, by the way. So this guy, supposedly, I'm just going to read it. Booster Plug is a brilliant and affordable way to transform your motorcycle from okay to absolutely marvelous. No need to spend a small fortune on complicated multi-adjustable electronic devices, endless dyno hours to make your bike run like it should have from the factory. The Booster Plug is installed in less than 10 minutes, which is partially true. Plugs directly into your bike's wire harness using the original connectors, no cutting or splicing. So this little guy will sit between the airbox sensor, and the outside world. This little connector, actually, let's open the box. Ooh. So this little guy will plug in to my sensor, like so. Hopefully it's been a while since I used my Insta360 Go. Hopefully this gets everything. This little guy will plug into the sensor. This little light plug into the airbox or vice versa, however it works. And this is like a basically a thermometer type sensor that I will run out somewhere where there's cool air. So the point is to trick my motorcycle, actually get a picture for the gram, into thinking it is cooler out so that my fuel to air mixture will become more rich. I have an improved BMC air filter. I have no cat on my bike. I have almost no air restriction, so it makes my fuel to air ratio kind of lean, which in turn increases the heat. So it's a lot of talking. The video is actually going to be a lot shorter than it should be because it ain't a lot to do. I've already prepped my bike. I got the tank off or propped up. All I got to do is plug this baby up in on the sensor and it'll be good to go. So I'm just yapping for no apparent reason right now. Yeah, so let's get outside. Alright, so that install went ridiculously fast. I haven't put the bike completely back together yet because I just want to start her up, get the initial start after the install of the booster plug and see if it throws any codes and let her calm down from a fresh start. Let's see what happens and then we're going to go for a ride. No codes. I'ma let her idle up and then yeah, we gonna get out on the road, baby. Alright y'all, so initial impressions is I like it. I know I was talking real fast in the beginning of the videos because I was trying to hurry up and get outside because the temperature was dropping and I wanted to ride my bike after I installed my new toy, right? So, Brett, some people, if you are wondering, why would you buy something at the end of the year and you can't test it? I don't know. I wanted to buy something for my bike. It looked cool and I just was itching to spend some money for some new stuff to test out. So I think it's helping. First off the bat,
First thing I noticed was the smell. Right, I've put 47,000, almost 50,000 miles on this bike. I know what my bike smells like. I know it's weird, but it changed the fuel-air ratio mixture right after I've had this custom exhaust put on and the BMC air filter that I put in. I know how my bike smells. Immediately, I could smell the difference in the exhaust. It's just sitting in my garage. I mean, I did open the door eventually, but it was a drastic change in the smell, which I could tell that something had happened, right? Obviously, it's supposed to put more fuel into the mixture. I'm assuming that's what it was. Second note is the idle. This bike is set to idle between 1100 and 1050, 1050 RPM, and the idle has been the same forever. I take it up and down every now and then depending on what I'm doing, but when at idle, I can just, my bike sounds different. It wasn't dying, it wasn't struggling. It kind of sounded like me a little bit after a PT test. It was just kind of like but now it's at idle, butter smooth. It is I don't know what kind of change it is. I want to say it's a great change. What it's going to do in the long term for my fuel economy, don't know. Hopefully I can get out on a day. Hopefully there's a day or two left where I can run a full tank of gas through this thing without any fuel cleaner, without any, seafoam or nothing like that. Just straight up premium fuel and see what it does for the fuel economy. Supposedly this thing knows when it's supposed to add extra fuel. So startup, idle, acceleration, slow speed stuff, it's supposed to get up to 6% more fuel into the mix. I'm assuming it's going to counteract the fact that I've got much more air in the mix because of all the things that I changed on the bike, and it may just put the fuel economy right back at what it was for stock, or it may not change at all because this ECU does do a good job of fuel mapping by itself. It's a weird thing. I am not educated enough on the subject, but I will link the videos to where I got my information from and the company itself and stuff that I watched before I decided to purchase. It was only $179. Not saying that's cheap, but it's definitely cheaper than a Power Commander, and they don't make one for my bike anyway. So I figured it was just in my price point to be able to drop some loot on something, because I wanted to see how it would affect my bike for the better. And I will say, so far, idle's great. Acceleration is much smoother. It is also supposed to get rid of the decel pops from when you got an aftermarket exhaust. You don't have your cat anymore. But not only does it do that, it gets rid of that lag. Not really, I mean, if I said that wrong, not necessarily lag, but the gurgling of the decel. Just listen to it. Full engine braking, no brake at all. Just rolled off the throttle, let it close, and it was just a, it used to go, right? Spent a lot of time on this bike, and I could just tell that difference immediately. The acceleration profile, it was already smooth, but she was quick. She wanted to go. It's still quick and smooth, but it's just smoother. It's more, I don't want to say a rocket ship type line. It's more linear. It's very progressive. I would have to roll on the throttle real hard, but I can't do it in this traffic. But I'm just telling you, it just feels so much better. My bike was already smooth. I love this freaking bike, and it did a very good job of compensating for, when I changed those things out. Other than that, it's just been riding very, very smooth. I can't stop saying it. When I'm accelerating, even when I'm going at a constant speed, it's supposed to know when to go from open loop to closed loop. There's a certain point, speed, acceleration, some combination of things that cause the bike to stop listening to the airbox sensor. Once it stops listening to the airbox sensor, it doesn't matter what the thing's doing because it's being bypassed anyway. But in those certain situations, the bike goes back to performing like it's supposed to without any input from this thing, so it's not changing anything. It's only upon when I accelerate, slow speed stuff, probably when I'm getting on it, but once it gets to like an idle resting speed, kind of like my cruising rate, it shuts off. Anyway, I'm going to do probably another follow-up on this video. I'm just going to tack it on to the end. I'm not going to make a whole separate video, but so far, man, I'm liking this thing. I'm going to give a quick acceleration. Oh, another thing. You hear that shift? No, you didn't. Because that shit was smooth, son. I mean, you heard that one because I did it on purpose. But my shifting, it could be a placebo effect. It's gotten, I'm going to say it again, smoother. It is a weird sensation to feel the difference in my bike and how well it's performing. It's already performing well. How much better it's performing now with this simple little thing. Again, could be a placebo effect on the shifting. everything else is nominally different. I can tell off the bat. Better idle, smoother. Better acceleration, smoother. Better decel, smoother. Better pizza. Pop John. Catch you in a bit.
2 weeks later.
Alrighty, so this is supposed to be the second part of the video for the booster plug little dually bob that I just bought, but unfortunately I'm dealing with a damn puncture in my tire right now. Luckily, this is a lesson in preparedness. I had my tire tire plug patch kit in my bag, and luckily I'm good to go, because I'd have been straight boned. I was over 100 miles away from home. I'm now about 66 miles away from home, and I've been traveling on this thing for about 15-20 minutes. I just wanted to pull over and make sure I was still maintaining my pressure, which I was. But anyway, I am way off topic for this video because I'm mostly frustrated because what I wanted to yap about ain't what I'm yapping about right now. Anywho, booster plug. If I didn't mention it before in the beginning of the video, absolutely smooth. It is not a placebo effect for the shifting of the gears. When I'm shifting up, down, it is absolutely much better. I did reread the description for the device, and it's probably one of the most touted benefits, and I didn't even realize it. I thought it was placebo effect. I had it in my brain, but it goes to show you it actually worked because I thought that it was working, and I didn't know that's what it was supposed to do, along with metering the airflow and adding the more fuel into my fuel air mixture. As far as fuel mileage, any of that stuff, I am umming it to death. I am so frustrated right now. My fuel economy didn't change that much. I got about 40.1 gallons, miles to the gallon before I put the booster plug in, and I got about 40 miles to the gallon after I put the booster plug in. This is my second tank of gas on the booster plug. I got about 200 miles out of a full tank, and I'm getting about 200 miles out of a full tank. So whatever it did, it was minimal. I think it may actually increase my gas mileage just a pinch, but if it decreases it, it's only by an amount that I wouldn't even care about. In the end, I may lose a mile or two out of 200 miles if I go down to 197 or 198. Who gives a balls? Anyway, I do suggest you get one. It is nice. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cheap, 170 bucks. I will put the link to the manufacturer's video. I will put the link to the videos that I watched about the booster plug. I will put the link to my tire patch kit and my tiny little air compressor that I got off Amazon, just so you can have it in your queue and your repertoire of tools. And then, yeah, I'm done yapping. Got to head home, and I took a whole day off work to ride because it's the last warm day of the year, I'm pretty sure. 79 degrees today. Had a beautiful morning. Balls on my tire. I'm not getting a new tire. Not this season. Nope. I'm starting next season with the same tire. I'll check it every couple days over the next few days to see how much the pressure is held. But I got a pretty reliable plug patch kit, and yeah, I'm just I'm just boned on spending money on tires right now. I didn't even do nothing. It was almost the exact same puncture style that I got last time, 100 miles away from home. And it wasn't because I was riding around doing nothing stupid. I just turned, stopped at some place to take pictures, looked at my bike and was like, yo, that was flat. I felt like my bike was handling a little weird in the corner, but I kind of ignored it until I stopped and did my thing, which I like to do is take pictures. And I was like, yo, my bike ain't looking real pretty right now. We got the sad butt, soggy diaper. And that was that. It took me about 15 minutes total. I would say 30 because I spent 15 minutes bitching and cussing at the air. Plugged it, aired it up, let it sit, let the plug start to galvanize a little bit, rolled for the last 20-25 minutes. No issues, no loss of pressure. Going home. I'm out. Booster plug. I dig it.